It's written in the first. It's written in the first book of Genesis. To Satan perverted Eve.
Now the Warriors with it. They're on an 11-3 run. All right, I don't want to make you feel too old here, RJ, but you did get drafted back.
What does it mean? They don't know what it means. It is a promise. It is a pride. God said when no longer for the earth. That was for my nations, ready for the flags outside your church. Hey, we trying to be 225, and I go anywhere it's first. Never that was my piece, I was put up, all me reimbursed.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. They've got Bajemski out there with MD. Then it's Butler, and it's Post in at the center. That's the Warriors 5. As it goes, what were some of your favorite parts, Stan, of life on the road?
Well, Kevin, we get treated really well on the road in the NBA. You travel on great charts.
And they're going to play 94 feet of defense here. They're going to try to make something happen with the full court press.
On the court for the Timberwolves. Conley and Ant on the 1 and the 2. Then there's Nas Reed, and it's Garza in at the center position, locking down the middle. Well, Clark, playing time is so difficult to come by. So what's the best way to stay ready if you're on the end of the bench?
Yeah, that's a good question, B. I never experienced that as a starter in the short career that I had in the NBA. With all the travel, I think you just got to make a commitment to get in the extra work between the few practices that you have. So it's really being self-motivated as an individual to be professional and anticipate that you're going to be ready if your number's called.
And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for Minnesota. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
On the road, they got owned defensively. They just couldn't match the activity level of their opponent.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
Now here's MP. Last game, an incredible scoring display for him. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question, way too many empty possessions for them. Not his best night, and not the team's best night. Sometimes it just goes that way.
Whole world turn around when he served. Whole world turn around when he served. Whole world turn around when he served. Whole world turn around when he served.
For Minnesota, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. They've got Jimmy Butler, Bajemski out there with Allen. Then there's Payton, and it's Post in at the 5 spot. That's the Warriors 5. Reed finds Conley. 3 pointers off the mark.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going. There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
And now we got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, GA.
Kevin, thanks. These days in the NBA, no lead is safe. Timberwolves coach Chris Finch said there was a time where you weren't taking 20 triples in a game. It's all down to that. Momentum, too. These guys got into the league being offensive-minded. They get hot, sight, and it's really hard to stop. Kevin?
Chris Finch is right. It's impossible to stop.
I'm a Christian, outright business. Getting on the devil's nerve. Died out with tennis. Reading from the living word. God types in. Whole world turn around when he served. Whole world turn around when he served.
They've got Gary Payton II, Brandon Pajemski out there with MP. Then there's Butler, and it's Post in at the center position, locking down the middle. That's the Warriors 5. You're a good person to ask this, Doris. Why do so many point guards turn into successful coaches?
Yeah, I think obviously, Brian, as a point guard, you're responsible for knowing every position on the floor, where they're supposed to be at all times, and you're also sort of thinking like a coach already. This person hasn't had a bucket in a while. How do I get them in a position to make them successful? So I think you're in control of so much as a point guard that it naturally translates to coaching. That block is about MP knowing the scouting report. This guy knew exactly where he was trying to get to.
There's the drive, and MP throws it down.
Making plays at both ends of the floor. And it shows up in the box score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
And a new group getting ready for the Timberwolves. Gobert's checked in for Garza. Randall comes in for Reed. McDaniels is checked in for Clark. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. Now here's Randall. 15 in his last outing. Picked by Gobert. Here's McDaniels to win the drought. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow.
Well, let's remember a former defensive player of the year, Draymond Green, sending it back.
Pass to Curry. Here's Moody. Curry with it. Guarded by Edwards. Back to Allen. Just 5 on the clock. Moody with it. Working up.
So far from the gym. The spirit, whole world turn around when they serve. 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 Whole world with the red when they serve.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. You know, Stan, we hear all the time about after timeout plays. About how many of those do teams really have at their disposal?
Well, you certainly have to have a few, Kevin. Coaches vary in their philosophy. Some coaches will draw them up on the fly. I was one, like a lot of guys, who wanted to have things that we worked on that then we could go to. But that just depends on who you've got, how smart your guys are, how quickly they pick things up.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He is joined by McDaniel. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Here's DiVincenzo. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Edwards looking it over. Just 4 to shoot. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. And this group is about as formidable as they come. 22 wins in a row. It's just remarkable.
Well, of all the ways to establish yourself as a player, this may be the best way to do it, by going on a phenomenal streak and looking practically unbeatable. One thing you can tell right now, they are playing with swagger, a sort of poise that they're backing up with execution. Not easy to do.
It's the Timberwolves now, following the score by Golden State. Shot by McDaniels, no good. And so, MV will bring it up for Golden State. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Golden State.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
They know we can't. They get drugs and I don't feel a thing.
You'll find your shirts under colorways when you switch the bottom.
Make your justice and your
Edwards. Last game out, 36 points for him. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Butler out there with Green. Then it's MP. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Moody in at the small forward. That's the Warriors 5. And the league is cut down on back-to-backs. Some pushback for a surprising reason. But your teams need multiple days off in order to practice.
Yeah, that's right. With only 1 day off between games, teams don't usually practice on those off days. It's not as simple as it looks.
And how about Edwards keeping his head up and spotting the open man?
For three, Allen. And the Warriors with another three.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
And the foul. Called on MP. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul here pretty early in this one. He's got to be careful for the rest of this half.
And the Warriors making a switch here. Kuminga's checked in. Here's DiVincenzo. His last outing, he had 18 points. Pass to Shannon. Outside McDaniels. Outside DiVincenzo. Here's Shannon, covered by MP. Just 5 to shoot. There's the 3. Hits the trifecta. Shannon's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Allen, pass to Curry. MP scanning the floor. And he comes up with a bucket. Allen's got 47 points.
Keep riding that hot hand. He's been pretty much unstoppable.
They are blowing this one open.
Maybe the only question is how big will this lead grow?
And no one able to grab it as it goes out of bounds. And the three-point contest is one of the highlights of All-Star Weekend. Here are some of the contenders who have a shot to compete in the event.
And perhaps that list changes a little between now and All-Star Weekend. But I would have no problems if those guys end up competing.
You look at MP, he occupies the top spot in voting. We'll very likely see him in the three-point shooting competition.
And he might already be the favorite. When he gets in a groove, he's automatic.
And this year's contest is really shaping up to be one to remember. Plenty of dead-eye shooters on that list so far.
And lots of guys have a three-point shot now. But this list is really the cream of the crop when it comes to putting up long-range bombs. That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
And here's MP. He'll bring it up for Golden State. And they've been quite the story in the NBA.
Kuminga steps into the 4 with Green sliding up the center. Now one is out there with Stephen Curry, and it's Moody in at the small forward position. That's the Warriors 5.
Oh, crafty move there from MP to get to the foul line. The young man fearless inside.
The chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
Looney's checked in for the Warriors. With the rise of positionless basketball, Clark, this has to be the most difficult era to be a center.
I would not disagree with that, quite honestly. I mean, they're asked to do a lot. I mean, they're not elite rim runners as centers and shot blockers. They got to be able to shoot and shoot from the perimeter, not just in the low post. And they still have to be able to finish around the basket. I think the biggest thing is they have to cover more ground defensively because how the game is played offensively with a lot of movement and pick and roll.
And here's Randall after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. To the inside. Here's McDaniels. After DiVincenzo. And that shot misses everything. Air ball on the three. Here's Allen. Curry passes to MP. Fires the three.
move to the full court press, putting some extra pressure on the offense.
On the court for Minnesota, Julius Randle out there with Jaden McDaniels. Then there's Rudy Gobert. Then it's Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Shannon in at the 2. Now here's MP. Defense right. Good. He hits again.
A phenomenal scoring display. He is getting whatever he wants.
And you throw in tonight's performance. He's approaching 3rd place for the most 50-point games all time.
Where you go?
Just remember that his praise will keep
And they've gone to the full-court press here, looking to make things as difficult as possible and maybe force a turnover.
Allen is out there with Stephen Curry. Then there's Moody. Then it's Kuminga. And it's Mooney in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Here's Allen. Following the basket by Julius Randle. Allen outside. And a deep three from Curry. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. Curry's got 24.
I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Shannon, no good. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. And this group is about as formidable as they come. 22 wins in a row. It's just remarkable.
Almost mind-boggling that you could string together brilliant basketball over such a sustained period of time. Think about the focus that they have to bring tonight. Think about the commitment to grinding it out every single night, regardless of your opponent. Just absolutely incredible stuff.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. And with as many three-pointers as they bring, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey there, everybody. Shaq says hi. Kenny says hi, too. Yes, we are in the midst of the NBA season and a perfect time to see how things are coming together in the West.
You look at the Timberwolves, they've underperformed thus far, but they're still tremendous. Now comes the hard part. They've got to tinker with the team until they find that championship recipe.
Now let's talk about that first half. What an impressive performance for the Warriors.
Hey, these guys are a bunch of artists, man. You know why? They live for the paint.
Oh, that joke was weak, but their play style is Diesel approved.
I wouldn't say the joke was weak. It just needed a capper. And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought it all night thus far.
And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Edwards on the wing. He is joined by McDaniel. Julius Randle is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the one. Well, Gordon, both you and I had the honor of being in that 2020 bubble in Florida. And Any memories from Orlando?
I think, Tim, just how unique this setting was, and I have to give some props to the players. No fans, no normalcy, away from their families for extended periods, and yet they were able to lock in and give us some incredible moments.
Now, here's MP. Anthony Edwards unable to get his last shot to go in. And it's Allen with the jam.
What an incredible game so far for MP. He's showing no signs of slowing down.
Minnesota shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Randall against Butler. Shot clock at 6. McDaniels gets a wide open look. Off target with his 3.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
It's to Curry. Back to MP. Butler passes to MP. Here's Moody. And the 3 off target. For Minnesota, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Inside, and Gobert throws it down.
My goodness, a little athleticism, a little extra on it, Mr. Gobert.
And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Pass to MP. Outside for Curry. Back to MP. Lets it go from deep. Good. Another from 3. He's really sniping him from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that 3-point shot.
For Minnesota, they've got just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming on the line at the break. Here's Randall. Draymond Green grabs the miss. Green's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Butler gets the Curry. MP against Randall. And another one falls.
Made that 61 points.
Yep, everything is going his way right now. Here's Minnesota. Well, defensively, Doris, these Minnesota Timberwolves are really a cut above the rest.
They led the league in defensive rating in 2024. They have so many ways to shut down what you're trying to do offensively. Length, athleticism, rim protection, commitment, and great speed. They are a nightmare.
And so it's Golden State with it after the basket by Minnesota. Golden State moving it around. Here's Curry with the 3. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Timberwolves have gone 2-7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements. Edwards finds McDaniel. Gobert with a screen for McDaniel. And hits one. He's ready to get back on track. McDaniel's got his second basket of the night.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Now here's Allen. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight.
That's exactly what you want to see from MP at this stage of his career. Get to the rim and leave no doubt.
Here's DiVincenzo. Down low. Here's Gobert. MP grabs the miss. Allen's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Another possession, another assist. And that's his 20th assist. Wow.
Just doing a great job at orchestrating the offense.
Pass to McDaniels. DiVincenzo against Curry. DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. 5 to shoot. Over Allen. Edwards, no good.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
MP passes to Curry. The 3 from MP. And again.
Been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
We always know this has been the strength of Rudy Gobert, getting the offensive window. Nicely done.
Now here's Allen. Mr. Curry. Back to MP. A three. And another assist. The chemistry he has with his guys is impressive.
Keeping his head on a swivel, actively seeking out his teammate.
Edwards passes to Randall. From deep. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Connects again from distance. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. You hear, daughters, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors.
When I speak into your life, it ain't for profit, it's to lead you to the light. Plug it to the eye socket, coming down like a deacon with the good book in my hand. Arm hanging out the window, slowing live with it. Can't
ride slow in my Cadillac, glide through the street. From the birds of the front, full of King Street.
On the court for Minnesota. And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been.
Look, I've been doing this since Big Mo was alive, rapping about the bar, baby. You won't catch me at the bar, baby. Galleria, second floor, baby. Riding with my top down, listen to my Jesus music, still a vibe, baby. Third Ward South, down to Cedar Hill, Mo City, up to Brookhaven. I was popping seals, had to stop and heal. Ain't none of money, I'm just copping pills.
You've got Stephen Curry. Butler out there with Draymond Green. Then there's Allen. And it's Moody in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Richard, you've talked a lot about how underrated longevity has been as a factor in measuring some of the all-time great players.
Well, when you think about Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, the only way to achieve greatness in the statistical category is to have longevity. So obviously greatness and longevity coincide.
Here's MP. Anthony Edwards making his last shot.
This gives you an idea of MP's potential. It shows the type of scorer he can become.
Now here's Randall. 13 points in the game. Pass to McDaniels. And here is DiVincenzo, guarded by Kirk. Shooting foul, and the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And a chance to catch up on some numbers. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what do you think?
And they've got this one just about wrapped up.
Also, we've seen some wild finishes in our time. You can't afford to lose focus for just 1 second.
Pass to McDaniels from deep three-point land. The long-distance three is buried.
A fantastic decision-making big. Randall with the right choice there, finding the open man.
Allen, that's good.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that one and see it again. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They poured it out tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that allowed every minute of it.
And you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helps. and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching tonight's game.
Not even just the dominated game on offense like that.
I got an army, but trust in his power, yeah.